Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. More changes because of the big fires in Glacier National Park. Authorities issued an evacuation warning for Apgar Village in West Glacier due to the Sprague fire.
A predicted weather change and its potential effects on fire behavior has prompted the Flathead County Sheriff and Glacier National Park officials, along with the incident management team, to issue this evacuation warning. The new warning covers areas within Glacier Park, including Apgar Campground and Apgar Village. Parts of West Glacier, including the West Glacier Village, the Highline Boulevard neighborhood, the Golf Course neighborhood, the Wild River Drive and Grouse Ridge Road neighborhood, and west towards Sloan Lane neighborhood. An earlier mandatory evacuation order in Glacier Park is still in effect. It does look like we may be getting some fire relief from Mother Nature this week, but we aren't out of the woods yet because we still have a red flag warning to deal with. For more on that, here is Aaron Yost with our first forecast. Aaron.
We're getting there. By this time tomorrow, it is going to be a much different picture outside in western Montana, and more so as we head into your Friday. But today, still dealing with more of the same, some hazy, kind of smoky skies for some folks, and that fire danger along with pretty warm temperatures. Hamilton earlier today, First Security Bank ICAM, you can see we are seeing a couple of very light rain showers developing across some of northwest Montana. This will really pick up in intensity as we push throughout your Thursday, and that pattern change really takes shape. Along with it, we are going to see temperatures tumble quite a bit over the next couple of days. 50s pretty much across the board with mountain snow, valley rain. We already have our first round of winter storm watches and even winter weather advisories of the season issued. All those details coming up in just a bit.
When we reflect back on this fire season, I think July 15th is going to be the day that we remember. That's when we got the first taste of what has shaped up to be one of the worst fire seasons on record.
It was on that day that thunderstorms brought lightning that started the Lolo Peak fire and many other wildfires in our region. Now, nearly 9 weeks later, relief is finally on the way. Meteorologist Russ Thomas shows us how fire incident crews are planning to respond to the wetter, cooler weather.
The seemingly never-ending wait for fire season to wind down appears to finally be here. With the wet weather system knocking on the door and another following shortly behind, we can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Or at the very least, breathe. The Lolo Peak Fire Incident Management Team feels the same.
We're cautiously optimistic about the incoming weather. We're able to make plans to go more direct in areas of the fire of concern. We're always analyzing how many resources we have and where we need to scale back a little bit.
For nearly 2 months, the fire has been wreaking havoc, covering over 52,000 acres and prompting numerous evacuations. If the wet, cool weather systems forecasted over the next several days are as strong as expected, crews can begin to repurpose their efforts. Still, there will be plenty of work to get done.
There's suppression repair on where the lines have been put in with mechanical equipment and hand lines. So that repair work has to continue, and there's also the mitigation for any damage that may have been caused to the area where you want to prevent any future issues from a watershed perspective.
As for those evacuated, good news has already come for some, while others still await the word that it is okay to come home.
Several evacuation warnings have been lifted, and the operations folks for the incident are constantly working with the Sheriff's Department here in both counties where this fire has been affected to look at opportunities where those can be changed.
All of this is welcome news and a promising sign that after weeks of wondering what the Lolo Peak fire was going to do next, the beginning of the end is finally here. In Florence, Russ Thomas, MTN News.
Embargoin says higher humidity values and shorter days will also be beneficial in the firefighting efforts.
Increased activity on the Highway 200 complex fires in the lower Clark Fork forced more residents to leave their homes, but there have been some minimal changes through today. The evacuation affects 24 homes in the area of the Sheep Gap fire. That's the one burning west of Plains, the largest in the complex. Swamp Creek Road from Four Corners to the Forest Service boundary is under an evacuation order. Meanwhile, residents along Blackjack and Mountain Roads are now under evacuation warnings. Fire officials say the evacuation was not prompted by a lost burnout operation. That was the rumor last night, but because of a sudden wind shift, no structures have been lost. That Northern Rockies Type 2 incident management team will be assuming command of the blazes tonight. Those fires have burned totally more than 24,000 acres.
It's been an unprecedented wildfire season for us, one that has gripped Montana. Families displaced, dedicated firefighters working tirelessly on the front lines. But with the devastation we've seen, there's also been an outpouring of support and generosity as Montanans look to pick up the pieces and help each other move ahead. Fire relief donations are pouring in, and a small business in Whitefish is making a big impact to help support their fellow Montanans. It's the Montana Shirt Company that's donating the proceeds from their Montana Strong shirt design to those affected by this year's wildfire season to the KPAX Wildfire Relief Fund. Dave and Natalie Elliott, who own the company, say in the first 4 days of this campaign, they raised $25,000 for Montanans in need. They keep raising more, too. The Elliots say people from all over the country have been ordering shirts in support of these relief efforts.
We really wanted to make sure that the money that we donated stayed within Montana. And that the big reason why we chose the Montana Wildfire Relief Fund was that we saw that the Montana Television Network was going to be matching donations up to $50,000. So we saw that and said, hey, why don't we put our money, the $25,000, into that fund, and hopefully that'll be matched and have the opportunity to really impact families in need, you know.
KPAX has partnered with the Montana Community Foundation to create the Montana Wildfire Relief Fund. It's your chance to also help your fellow Montanans, victims of these disastrous fires. To donate, go to kpax.com/wildfirefund. You can make your contribution online, or you can get information there on how to mail it in if you feel more comfortable with that. We're also proud to announce that since we launched the fundraiser Monday, thanks to your generosity, we've raised more than $48,000 in donations. So thank you.
A 32-year-old Lolo man dead after backing his Audi off a cliff near Clinton. Montana Highway Patrol troopers say it happened around 2:30 this morning. Driver of the car was on a Forest Service road 7 miles from Schwartz Creek Road with a 44-year-old male passenger who was wearing a seatbelt, but troopers say the driver wasn't. When the car was backed off the cliff and tumbled down the steep mountainside, the passenger was taken by ambulance to St. Patrick Hospital. Road conditions were dry at the time. Troopers say both alcohol and drugs are suspected to be factors in this crash. It remains under investigation. At Superior Schools, administrators say that there are safety and security needs facing students there.
MTN's Augusta McDonald has more on how the current bond election to build a new junior high annex could mitigate those issues and bring more opportunities for students. She joins us now live in the studio. Augusta.
All right, thanks, Jill. Dennis, the just over $3.2 million proposed addition will be built off of the high school. With new technology and health enhancement classrooms, school admins say students will be better prepared to enter the workforce, and the community will have another resource for adult education as well. This is a look here at the annex. The gray represents the current high school, and the blue would be the new junior high building built off of that. With the current junior high building located off campus, admin have concerns about the safety of students who are crossing the road and have little protection in case of an emergency or lockdown situation. The current building was built in 1959 as a grocery store that was later purchased by the school in the 70s and then repurposed. He says the junior high building as is demands high maintenance costs and presents health concerns for students spending time in that building.
There's no fluff. It's for classrooms and it's for learning space, and that's it. And we feel that it's appropriate and it's economical and it's the right thing to do.
The cost of the proposed building project is just over $3.2 million. That breaks down to a monthly cost per home of between $3.20 to $13 per month for 20 years. Ballots have already been sent in the mail and are due to the county election administrator by September 28th. Back to you.
All right, Augusta, thank you. We have much more after the break on KPAX, a report on what's shaping up to be a hard-fought multi-candidate battle for Montana's second Senate seat. And
tragedy strikes at a high school south of Spokane as one student is dead after a shooting there this morning. The latest details next on KPAX.